Hey family, what's good? This is your girl, the Bronze Goddess, and I'm actually here today to do another strawberry letter. Before I get into this letter, I want to thank you guys for all of your love and your support in 2015. We just recently hit 85,000 here on my channel, so thank you guys so much for sharing my videos, commenting, liking them, favoriting them, all those types of things that really help my channel grow. Thank you guys so much for subscribing if you're new to my channel, or even if you've been rocking with me since my shower curtain days, alright? Before I even became a mom and all that. Thank you guys for all of your support. Happy 2016. Anyway, be sure to check out my book. It's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. It's on CreateSpace, Amazon, and also now downloadable in Kindle format. Big things to come in 2016. But let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Let's go get them. And my throat is sounding a little bit funny because I went to the game about a week ago and I still don't have my voice completely back. So I know I'm like struggling to talk a little bit. So please forgive me for that, alright? Should I leave my husband? I'll try to make this as short as possible. I'm in an interracial relationship. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. I have no job experience or college education. I'm 23 and my husband is 31. I'm currently pregnant with our 3rd son. We will have 3 under the age of 3. In April 2015, I found out that my husband identified as bisexual and used to identify as gay. What? About 2 months later, he left his laptop open to a website where he has nude pictures, his face, our city, and he was saying what he wants to do to men and that he wants to take a group of 6 into the mountains. He just told me that he forgot about the photo shoot that he did when he was 18, completely nude. My husband used to be Mormon and I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. Very strong faith-based. That's probably why I'm so forgiving and understanding. I am human, but I'm hurting deeply. Also, my unborn baby and I are underweight due to the current situation. I'll just leave it here, but I'll try to do a follow-up. Thank you so much for taking the time to read this. Blessings to you and your family. There's a lot of reasons why I wanted to do your letter, but more specifically because I know that you are hurting. What bothers me the most about this letter is the dishonesty of your husband. It is not fair. I feel like he married you under false pretenses. He got you with the old bait and switch. He should have given you the opportunity to decide for yourself if you wanted to be in a relationship with a man who once identified as gay or once identified as bisexual. But I feel like to keep up with the whole he's Mormon type thing, I feel like he could possibly be using you and your family as sort of like a beard, a front, so that nobody would ever be able to call him out on being gay. And that's not fair because I feel like your husband is using you. I'm not saying that your husband doesn't love you because I don't know that. That's something that I think you should definitely be praying about, but I can't, me myself personally, I would not be able to get past the fact that there's so many lies. The relationship is based on a lot of lies, and anything that's not based on truth is the same as building a house on sinking sand. There's not a firm foundation for a house to stand. And the Bible says a house divided against itself will not stand. And I feel like you guys are divided because he's living a completely different life. If you did not find this information out, I don't think that he would ever have told you. It doesn't sound like this is something that's in his past. It sounds like something that's in his present and also in his future. You found out that your husband's trying to plan a gay man trip to the mountains with 6 gay men. He has pictures of his face and he's naked and all this. I feel like your husband is using you to help to convince people of this fake identity. I feel like that's the life that he wants to live. And what makes me sad about this letter is that you're so young. You're only 23 years old. You made a point in the beginning of this letter to tell me that you don't have much education and you don't have much work experience. It sounds to me like you're afraid that you won't be able to take care of your kids on your own. You said you have 3 under 3. But you have to feel like, for me, I think that's important for you to realize that what is more important to you? Like, you may have to downsize. You may have to swallow your pride and go home to your parents or your sister or a family member. But you don't have to live in a situation with somebody who is lying to you, who has lied to you, and who may continue to lie to you. I feel like your husband, I feel like this is all a part of his plan. This is all his doing. But I can sense how scared you are to do this by yourself. Now, the thing about it is, I know that it's fear. Fear is not a godlike or a Christian emotion. You said you're a Christian. You were raised Seventh-day Adventist. Fear is not faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. If you're going to have faith that you and your family can make it on your own, you're going to have to step out on that faith. You're going to have to go out on your own if that's what you decide to do. But to me, the whole thing with this particular letter is, it doesn't sound like this is your husband's past. It sounds like it's his present and his future. your husband is still pursuing men. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. To me, it is a little bit worse to me if my husband's trying to be with men, but anybody. Like, you shouldn't be trying to cheat on me with anybody. Man, woman, anybody. But to me, it's like, it's even worse betrayal because you never even knew this was a part of his past. The level of dishonesty in this marriage is appalling to me. I feel like your husband tried to trick you, that he got you with the bait and switch, because he should have given you the opportunity to decide for yourself if you wanted any part of this. Because it sounds like that's what you'd be signing up for. Finding all this out and still staying with him is almost like co-signing the fact that this may be something that he's into. And that may not, I don't think that's the life that you want to live. He can be an amazing father, but it doesn't have to be your husband. Just because, your husband has a secret double life. And you don't have to be okay with that if you don't want to be. So I definitely recommend that you pray about it. But I also need you to realize that this is going to take faith. More faith than you probably ever had to muster up before. Because you're going to have to stand on your own and raise your 2 sons and also raise your child, your unborn child. If you have to, and if you decide to, you're going to have to do those things on your own. But what's worse? To be with somebody who you have to check on him and check the computer behind him and wonder why he's so late for dinner, and you don't want to live a life where you have to check behind somebody your entire life. You don't want to be a detective all your life. You have to be with somebody who you trust. And I don't feel like your husband is a very honest man. And without honesty, you can't have a marriage. It is not a firm enough foundation to build on. This house is built on lies. And it can't stand. God is able to take care of you and your children. You have to pray about it. You have to reach out to somebody to ask them for help if you decide to leave your husband. I never tell somebody to leave their husband. I don't feel like that's my place. I do tell you to pray about it. I do give you my opinion, but I do feel like that's your choice. But do I feel like you have grounds to leave your husband biblically? Yeah, your husband is sound like he's having an affair or wanting to have another affair with other men. Even if he hasn't cheated physically yet, it's not like he's committed adultery in his heart. He's making plans to. Who knows what would have happened if you didn't find out about this camping trip for him and 6 gay men. The same gay men that have seen him naked. The same gay men that know what city you live in. Or what your husband looks like. He had all this information on these gay websites. I feel like whether your husband has cheated on you or not, the intention is there. It's enough intention to convince me that he may have already done it in the past. Or he definitely has plans to. Now, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will say definitely to pray about your situation. But I feel like your relationship will not last because there's too many lies here. There's not enough of a firm foundation for this or any other relationship of its type to stand. I would love to hear you guys' opinion in the comment section below. Please be kind. Just imagine you being in a situation where you have 2 kids and you're pregnant with another and you find out that your husband used to be gay. And that's not just his past, but the brother still looked like he's trying to see what's up with other gay men. Be kind, pray for her, give her your best advice. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.